Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done it already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to tRNsform Nursing. Today's going to be all about RN to BSN and why I am going to be going back to school. So I'm enrolling in the RN to BSN program at Penn State, my alma mater. So I graduated with my ADN, so my Associate in Nursing, back in 2016. And I worked for about a year and a half as a nurse, and then I started travel nursing. I've been a nurse for about 3.5 years, and I just kind of have been feeling the pressure to get my BSN. So one of the reasons that I am going for my BSN is because I actually want to use it kind of as a stepping stone. My life goal, if you will, or what I want to be when I grow up is I want to be a cardiology nurse practitioner. And because I only have an associate degree, I need to get the bachelor's and then I have to go on for my master's. So for me, I'm really going for my bachelor's because it's a stepping stone. However, I know there are a lot of really good reasons to go for your bachelor's. So I actually looked up some interesting facts. So right now, 79.6% of employers are actually saying they have a strong preference. So you've probably seen it when you're applying and it says like BSN preferred. So like that's a real thing. And another thing is too, they're actually saying now by 2020 that 80% of nurses who are working are going to have a BSN, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, I know there's a couple ADN nurses like me or even some diploma nurses that are kind of like just holding out. In fact, I was the last year of Penn State's ADN program back in 2016. So I know that they're like phasing out those programs, but still it's kind of really crazy to think about that, you know, it's becoming real. Like they really want everyone to be BSN trained. I think there's even legislator in like New York where they're trying to like retroactively force people into getting their BSNs. I'll have to fact check that. And I'll put a link down in the description below. But like another thing that I thought was kind of kooky is a lot of places now when you sign up and you go and you're like, hey, I want to work for you. They're like, that's cool. I think they said it's 45.1% of hospitals are requiring new nurses to get their BSNs. So like you're not even like a new nurse, but a new nurse to that facility. They're like, oh, okay, that's cool. We'll hire you, but in like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you need to have your BSN. Now the cool thing is a lot of the employers are actually going to help you pay for it. I mean, it's not going to be full tuition reimbursement, but it might be reduced tuition reimbursement. I'm lucky because I was a travel nurse. I have like a little bit of a nest egg saved up so I can use that to pay for my BSN. But if I worked for like a real hospital, I'm sure I would have had a tuition reimbursement option. So like another thing is like why I chose Penn State. So I had got my ADN through Penn State. So I had a boatload of credits. I was actually in my 3rd year, so my junior year of Penn State. I was going for actuarial science when my dad got sick. I bailed out and then I went back into pre-nursing courses. So I have a lot of credits. I think I have like over 150 credits, which is a ludicrous amount. So when I actually went back to get my BSN, I was a very minimal amount of credits away. Right now I am 13 credits away from my bachelor's and I am taking 4 classes, and of those 4 classes, 3 require clinical. So the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of with Penn State is they do require clinical. I was at first a little bit hesitant because I knew there were a lot of other programs out there where I could just kind of do it all online. But because I was already so invested with Penn State, I couldn't pull all my credits out without losing everything. Another thing is, so with the like clinicals that I have, so the classes I have, there's Nursing 475, Integrated Concepts in Nursing Practice. So that is my capstone class. That is like the piece de resistance. That's the one that basically it's like my goals. What do I want to be when I grow up? And like I said, I want to be a cardiology NP. So I actually chose to follow a cardiology NP for my capstone class, even though it's an RN to BSN. Since my end goal is to be a cardiology NP, I am kind of doing that. So you have to pick like professional nurses, whether they're master's educated nurses or bachelor's educated nurses. So I had a bit of a misconception. I thought the clinicals were going to be like following girls that I work with on the floor. Like, I'm a floor nurse, I'm going to follow other floor nurses. And like names like transition to professional nursing. I'm like, WTF. What have I been doing for the past 3 years? Like, am I not a professional because I don't have a bachelor's? And honestly, I was very put off by the whole going back for my bachelor's thing. But after doing some research and realizing that the transition to professional nursing really just meant following like case managers and like managers in general, and like basically people who were more, I would say like professional, they weren't doing bedside nursing, then I was like, oh, okay, like I get this. So then the other course I have that requires clinical is Nursing 417. It's Family and Community Health Concepts. So for that one, I'm actually shadowing the director of the Arrhythmia Center. Again, want to be a cardiology NP, kind of staying in the clinicals with the cardiac stuff. And then last but not least is Nursing 465, Health Concepts for Adults with Complex Healthcare Needs. And I'm going to be shadowing the manager of the cath lab. Again, another cardiac thing, but you've probably sensed a pattern here. So in any case, that is my RN to BSN journey. I started classes on January 13th. I'm going to graduate May, I think 6th. So it's huge, it's exciting. My parents are really freaking excited. My mom's always been like chirping in the background like, you need to get your bachelor's, you need to get your bachelor's. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I'll get there. She's she was a professor of nursing at a different university, and I was like kind of like the bad egg because here I am with my like RN and she's like teaching BSN nurses, and I'm like, yes, cool, Mom, you know, I'll get there. So she's pretty proud of me. In fact, you know, this t-shirt here, this Penn State nursing t-shirt, it was courtesy of my mom and my sister. It was like a joint like birthday present, and it came with a cute little baseball cap that I'm trying to locate at this moment. So in any case, that's why I decided to go for my RN to BSN. So like, why are you going for your RN to BSN? Do you guys have any questions, or do you have any advice? Let me know. Comment it down below, and definitely give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Transform Nursing and keep transforming yourself every day. This is Harmony RN, and thanks for watching.